This is Late Night Health. This is the radio show that cares about the most important part of your life, your health. During the next hour, the insane Daryl Wayne and I are going to take a look at you, the powerful you that you can be, that you are. A few months ago, we spent some time with James Purpura. He is the co-founder of Powerful You. Well, we're going to talk and spend some time with the other co-founder, Steph Purpura, and find out kind of what makes her tick, her story, and how the Powerful You program can actually help improve your life. Right now, during COVID-19, the coronavirus, the shutdown, not being able to get fresh food all the time, there's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of stress. And I believe that the Powerful You program can help you overcome the stress, overcome the anxiety. And we welcome from Centerville, Utah, Steph Purpura. Steph, welcome to Late Night Health.
Thanks, Mark, for having me on.
Our pleasure. Am I right that, cutting to the chase, that the Powerful You could help people handle the worldwide pandemic situation?
Well, I think if you are open to change, I think that you can be open to handling the pandemic yourself, because really, I think it really comes down to fear. And I think there is so much fear out there because of this pandemic, and I think that people already have a lot of fear, so I think this has really just pushed people over the edge of fear and what they can handle.
Your background, your experience growing up was not happy after the age of 8. Before that, you played Barbies with your friends. You had a good childhood, and then you were sexually abused. Can you relate that to us, and then bring us to when you met James?
Okay. So, like you said, at the age of 8, I was sexually abused by a neighbor, and I was threatened to never tell. And really what that does to somebody destroys their life, because all you can see is fear, and all you can see is pain, and you aren't thinking about happiness anymore in Barbies. You're so terrified that someone would find out, Like, I thought my parents would blame me, because that's what my abuser told me is, this is your fault, you made me do this. And I believed him, because at 8 years old, that's what you do believe.
Well, even today with adult women who are sexually abused, they often feel it's their fault.
Right.
Right?
And, yeah, absolutely. And unfortunately, I thought I was the only one, because I really didn't know what it was. And so I thought I was dirty and gross, and I remember looking in the mirror and thinking, I am gross, I don't have anything, there's no value here, nobody's ever going to love me. Which, ironically enough, after that, like maybe a year later, my parents got divorced, and my dad left. And he decided he wasn't going to be a dad anymore. So it really just reiterated the fact that I was unlovable. And so my life got worse, because I have this abuse that I don't tell. And then my dad leaves, and all I can think about is the fact that I am so unlovable, no one cares about me. In the meantime, my mom gets remarried and has more children. And again, I feel alone. And I think that so many people relate to my story, because I'm not the only one, even though I believed I was.
And
I was
and
so
to
shamed. I felt so shameful about what I had been through, I wasn't willing to tell anyone who I really was. You know, if I met friends, you know, I portrayed someone differently than how I felt inside. Or, you know, when I started dating, it was really like whatever the guy liked, I liked too, because I wanted to be the person that everybody liked. And I didn't want to have all these weird demons and baggage. And, you know, I didn't want to be the broken girl that I felt inside.
Yet you were. And I think that many people have traumas from childhood that affect us throughout our lives.
Literally so many people. As we have had Powerful You open for a couple of years, I have literally heard the most mind-blowing stories out there. And, you know, people always think it's their fault. They think they're unlovable, you know, the rape, the abuse, domestic abuse, just so many things, sex trafficking, you know. I mean, there's people that literally bring other people in my office just so they can tell me their story. Because I really think when you are vulnerable and you are open, you give other people permission to tell their story as well. You know, we have conferences sometimes, not right now because of COVID, but our first conference was in November of 2018. And we told our personal stories there. And James and I stood in line for maybe 7 hours just so people could tell us their story. It really gives other people permission to be vulnerable and open and realize that they're not the only one. I did fast forward a little bit because I know that you wanted to talk up until the point that James and I met.
Yes. So, what I'd like you to do is tell us, you know, you had multiple relationships, abusive. Go from there.
Yeah, of course my relationships were abusive because that's what I thought I deserved. You're never going to find a relationship that's loving and great and kind if you think that you are not worth loving and you think that you're this broken piece of garbage on the ground. Because really, there's a lot of people that go through abuse, but they don't let that define them, and I literally let that define me. And the abuse was me, and I was the abuse. Like, that's how I related to it. It was like, that's all I could see. So my perception was so skewed because all I could see was, I'm unlovable. And it's almost like I had a sign on my back that says, I am unlovable, please reflect that back to me. And I think that, you know, a lot of people have signs that they carry around, especially when it comes to relationships. You know, I didn't realize that having all this baggage and bringing it into a relationship, and they didn't know about it. I wasn't willing to tell anyone. And so,
you're very brave. You're very brave to have come out. You and James both have stories, and you're both very brave to have come out and shared that. And I guess the purpose, we have only a minute or so left in this segment. You have decided, you and James together, to create the Powerful You program, including the emotional integration technique. And we're going to talk about that because you want to help other people. And many people have some kind of trauma in their lives, whatever it may be. It may not be as serious as the one you've had, but it does affect us. And the Powerful You program, I think, can help people.
I think so, too.
Right. If you want information on the Powerful You, go to latenighthealth.com. We'll give you the URL, the website, in just a little bit. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. Join us at facebook.com/latenighthealthradio. Don't go away. More coming up as we continue. Recently, I met Jacqueline from Bright here in Los Angeles. She gave me a hearing exam and then showed me how to hear again with the new Signia Pure Series hearing aids, and she can give you your life back too. I hear birds chirping, birds cooing, and even my wife. They easily connect to my smartphone. The Signia hearing aids are amazing, and with the charge and go, I don't have to fiddle with batteries and hear all day long. Not hearing is frustrating for you and your family. I know you don't have a problem, but trust me, call Bright Here now for a free hearing exam, a $125 value, yours free, just for making an appointment now. There are offices throughout the Los Angeles area. Call Bright Here now at 323-424-7100. That's 323-424-7100 for a free hearing exam. There's no obligation. Call now, 323-424-7100, or visit them on the web at brighthere.com. Late Night Health is proud of our partnership with the EBC, the Evolutionary Business Council. Check them out at ebcouncil.com.
You're listening to Late Night Health with Mark Alyn. The show continues in a moment.
Welcome to Guide to the Soul. This is Robert Clancy. Hope is one of those words that has no synonyms. It just simply is, and it's something that you'll have in your life as long as you want it. You can only lose hope when you choose to let go of it. So why let go? Each day of your life is a blank canvas, and you will always have a choice on how you paint it. It takes courage to take a journey of hope. But it's up to you to take that first step. And it's always accomplished by taking one step at a time. Hope is the greatest beacon you have to help you find your way out of the shadows of darkness, back to the light of a new day.
For more inspiration from Robert Clancy, visit guidetothesoul.com or go to the Moments with Robert page on latenighthealth.com. Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn. Along with the insane Daryl Wayne, join us at latenighthealth.com. We're spending some time with Steph Purpura from the Powerful You program and Powerful Women. I wanted to move our conversation to when you attempted to take your life and what stopped you from doing that stuff.
Well, actually, nothing stopped me from doing it. The reason is I kept going through life, and it just kept getting harder and harder, and the relationships I was in just became worse. And I just never really felt like I was going to love myself or even really what that meant for me. I never even thought about loving myself. I always had this idea that I needed somebody to save me, or I needed somebody just to love me. And I just wasn't getting that. I wasn't getting it from my family. I wasn't getting it in any relationship. And I really just thought life wasn't worth living. I went into a hotel room and I tied myself up and I let go. And I remember just seeing darkness. I think I blacked out because I woke up the next morning on the hotel room floor and I was alive. And the rope was untied. I honestly can't tell you to this day what happened because the door was locked, so I know nobody came in, nobody knew me. It was a town I'd never been in, but the rope was untied.
Wow.
And, the most terrible part of the story, other than that, is when I woke up and I looked in the mirror and I could see the damage on my neck from the rope, I remember thinking, I can't even kill myself right. And I knew that I had hit rock bottom. So I had this small moment where I had just a tiny bit of clarity to just get my things and leave. because I really wanted to try again. And I drove to my mom's house, and she saw immediately my neck, so she knew exactly what had happened. And she said, you know, really, your life has meaning, and you need to find out what that means. And I just didn't really know how to pick up the pieces again. So I started, the only place I could was just writing and thinking about what I wanted in life. You know, I heard people talking about creating your life. Well, if you can create your life, I was like, how do you do that? How do you change your life? Because I thought your life was just some random set of circumstances that you lived through. I didn't realize that you could choose happiness, you can choose sadness, you could, you know, stay in the dark depression, because it really all is just a choice, right? You can choose happiness, you can choose to get the help you need if you need help. I was just tired of being so depressed and sad all the time. You know,
one of
really,
the things,
you can't change your life until you're willing to admit where you're at.
Absolutely, and I think that you can't love somebody else until you love yourself. It has to start there, doesn't it?
And vice versa. I really, truly believe in the power of self-love now. There's a quote out there by Mel Robbins that says, you're still lovable even if no one loves you. And when I read that, I was like, that is so true. You are lovable no matter who you are. There's no judge out there saying, okay, you're lovable, you're deemed good enough. You are not good enough, so therefore you don't deserve love. I believe everybody on the planet deserves love, especially the love they give themselves.
And it's got to start there. It has to start there. We've talked about that many times here on Late Night Health.
You have to do it for yourself, and it's really doing the work, whatever that means for you. You know, I think that everybody has a path, and I always thought my path was just to suffer, but I don't think we're here to suffer. I think we're here to learn how to be happy, and we can, you know, go through hard things, but we can learn and grow, and we can be happy.
Is life
possible
designed
to be happy here?
Steph, is life designed to be difficult, or is life designed to be, as you said, happy? Can we all achieve that? It's all potentially possible?
I mean, I don't think it's designed to be happy. Designed to be miserable. I think you have these circumstances that you go through, and everyone has them, whatever that is. Everybody has a different life. But I don't think that we're here just to suffer through them. I think that we're here to go through things and learn and grow, but I don't think we have to be miserable in doing so.
Our guest is Steph Purpura, and we're talking about Powerful Women and Powerful You programs, which has helped many people already in just a few years. How many people have gone through the program, Steph?
Like probably 5,000.
That's an amazing amount of people to help.
Yeah, it's a lot. We've had, like I mentioned before, we've had a few events. We've had 2 Powerful You events. We've had a Powerful Women event just in February. We have our film. We have our book. There's an online assessment. So we have a lot going on here.
You do, and you have an app.
A platform called, The Powerful Universe, and it's kind of like Netflix for personal development. And we have a lot of different teachers and speakers in there, because it's really not just James and I. We are like a whole collective of people that came together that just want more for humanity. So it's really awesome to see, everybody's view on the world and lives. So we have a lot going on.
Yeah, you do. I want to quickly say that you met James in a parking lot, and it was a fluke. But you took the lead. You took the lead. And to me, it was almost like divine providence that you guys met. Tell us about that.
It was random. So we actually worked in the same building, but not for the same company. And I was walking through the parking lot one day, and he was standing there holding the door. And I always say that it was 100 feet away. And he always says it's like 1 foot away. But he's holding the door, and I don't realize that he's actually holding the door for me. I just think he's standing there holding the door, and he walked in behind me. And I became very flushed because I wasn't really used to gentlemen holding a door for me. So I turned around and introduced myself. And then we didn't see each other for a week. And he was trying to sneak through the cars to pretend like I didn't see him. And I, in fact, saw him hiding through the cars because he wanted to be on the same trajectory as I was. So he came up and started the conversation with me. And the next morning, he was in my office asking me if I would go to lunch at, 10 a.m. And we literally have been together since our first date.
And 5 kids later?
Yeah, he had 2 before. So, I've got 2 bonus kids, but we've had 3 together.
Gotcha. Well, it's a big family. That really is. Our guest is
really
Steph Purpura.
It's a lot.
I'm sorry?
We have 3 dogs, so it's pretty intense at our house.
It's like a zoo then.
It really
Steph,
is.
Steph, give us your website address, please.
It's powerful-u.com.
powerful-u.com. All right, I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. Steph Purpura is our guest. We're going to take some time out, do some business. When we come back, we're going to continue, and we're going to give you some techniques. I'm going to put Steph on the spot. We're going to ask her to give us at least one technique that can help everybody get out of the funk, get rid of the trauma, and get their lives back on track. I'm Mark Alyn. We'll be back as Late Night Health continues.
Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Words are a critical aspect of success. How you get your point across is a crucial part of what makes anything sell. So do it right and hire a writer. Whether it's articles, blog posts, technical writings, website content, product descriptions, or ghostwriting anything from a novel to a nonfiction book about your navel, contact Servet Hassan. If you want it to sell, write it right. Email Servet at servet@servethassan.com.
The latest from the greatest, the best in new music by classic rockers, with your host, the insane Daryl Wayne.
This is Alice Cooper, and if Daryl Wayne is insane, what does that make me? Criminally insane. Stick around to find out.
Many of the artist interviews for the latest from the greatest have been captured on audiobook. There is a Volume 1 and Volume 2. Great information and conversations with people in the industry and people surrounded by the industry, and of course the rock stars themselves.
I'm the Reverend Al Green, and you're listening to the insane Daryl Wayne. And I said Wayne Insane.
You can find it on Amazon or Blackstone Audio. Search for the latest from the greatest from Daryl Wayne, DARRELLWAYNE.
Hello, this is Weird Al Yankovic, and you're listening to the insane Daryl Wayne, aren't you?